Hello and welcome to the Student Machine Shop. The drill press is one of the less complicated machines in the shop. But just like every other machine, bad things can happen if you're not careful when using it. In this video, we will be covering drill press safety. So, let's begin with the basics. As should always be the case, make sure that you're wearing your personal protective equipment before doing any machine. Safety glasses and safety boots. If you have long hair, ensure that it is tied and out of the way. Drill press plus long flowing hair equals a recipe for disaster. And it is equally as disastrous if your clothes get caught. So avoid loose clothing and secure long sleeves if you have them. Also keep in mind that you should not be wearing jewelry or gloves. You might be asking yourself the baffling question, what does a drill press do? Well, a drill press is used to cut holes in wood, metal, plastic, or other materials. Besides drilling, it can also be used for tapping, boring, counterboring, or countersinking, to name a few. The way it works is that a cutting tool, or a bit, like this, held in a chuck, is rotated and fed into a fixed workpiece. Now let's take a closer look at the drill press and how to safely operate it. First, we're going to take a moment to highlight the key safety features, which are the guard and the emergency stop button. The guard shields you from flying chips, and it helps to keep your eyes, limbs, hair, and clothes a safe distance from the rotating bit. As a safety measure, this drill press won't start if the guard is still open. See? Now let's close it. The emergency stop, or e-stop, quickly puts a stop to the machine. This can come in handy if you or someone else is in an emergency situation. Some of the other basic parts of the drill press include the start button, the spindle, the chuck, which holds your different bits, the table, where you place your workpiece, vise, which secures and clamps your workpiece, and handles to lower the spindle and to adjust the table. Now it's on to the do's and don'ts when operating a drill press. If you have doubts about anything at all, such as whether you're using the right cutting speed, whether you're using the right bit, or even if you're just unfamiliar with the drill press, just ask a nice lab technician to help you out. And even if you are sure of yourself, it's still a pretty good idea to consult with the lab technician. Do make sure your work is always tightly secured, either with this vise for smaller pieces of work, or clamp set for bigger ones. I mean, you're asking for trouble if you let a high-speed rotating tool come into contact with unsecured material. If you have to use a clamp to secure your work, use a backup board to support the underside. Do make sure that your bit is always centered in the jaws of the chuck and tightly secured. So, you will just put it in the jaws of the chuck, take a glance to make sure that it is centered, and tighten it with your chuck key. If you encounter any problems at all, or any accident occurs, do report it to the lab technician. Do clean up after yourself and return tools to where they're supposed to be. Be considerate. Don't leave the chuck key in the chuck. Lucky for you, these chuck keys are spring-loaded. But if you ever happen to be using a different model, please remember, don't leave the chuck key in. And hopefully you weren't thinking about doing this, but please don't touch the drill bit or put your hands near it while the machine is on. Don't try to use a drill press for anything other than its intended purposes. If you're not sure whether the job you need done can be done on a drill press, just ask the nice lab technician. Don't use compressed air to clean the drill press. You've got a brush here just for that. And don't try to operate the drill press if you're excessively tired, under the influence of anything, or in a hurry. Thank you for watching, and always remember, safety first.